Jane Museum.
Jane Museum
Let's go, Jane Museum.
is up next. Or Museum Remover, maybe. You know. All right, this is Heaven on Earth by Jane Museum. It's directed by Will Jackson.
I like to make art going with the waves of life instead of trying to push against the current, because it's just kind of a reflection of what's around me.
Pop fiction, the future is not written. I begin, I'm swinging, driving ambition. My vision, I thrive outside, I'm on fire again. Pop fiction, the future is not written. I begin, I'm swinging, driving ambition. My vision, I thrive outside, I'm on fire again.
Hivemind reference.
Always wanting more, gotta settle the score. Waking up is a chore, putting points on the board. I just want more, I can never get enough. Last season, this ego. My hands behind my back, my city on the map. I feel like a young Andy Warhol when I rap. I feel like I've got a whole museum in my mind, and I'm trying to find the time to show you what's inside. I know I've been waiting for you, and that I look better.
It's like a Jeopardy category.
Heaven on earth. I know I've been waiting for you, and that I look better on you. That I just want heaven on earth. Pop fiction, future is not written. I begin, I'm swinging, driving ambition. My vision, I thrive outside, I'm on fire again. Pop fiction, future is not written.
Oh!
I begin, I'm swinging,
Is that a tripped out
driving
Cybertruck?
ambition. My vision, I thrive outside, I'm on fire again.
On the inside, I don't need to go. On the outside, let my feelings show. But then behind, oh, please come to my show. On the inside, I don't need to go. On the outside, let my feelings show. But then behind, please come to my show.
Pop fiction, future is not written. I begin, I'm swinging, driving ambition. My vision, I thrive outside, I'm on fire again. Pop fiction, future is not written. I begin, I'm swinging, driving ambition. My vision, I thrive outside, I'm on fire again.
Oh, don't cry. There you go, spin it out.
That's what happens if you stand under telephone wires for too long.
You start spinning.
Yeah, it starts spinning you around.
Yeah, that's sick.
Okay, I do like this this type here. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I do too.
Directed by Will Jackson. Produced, mixed, mastered by Jacob Allen.
That's like the exact aesthetic I like.
What, the back rooms?
Just like,
Well, okay, so
I had a lot of fun with that.
yeah, I think like I like what they're doing, but I will say like some of the melody writing and like pacing, cadence, that type of stuff was pretty weak to me. There were just moments where like that kind of worked to its benefit and times where it didn't.
It's very robotic.
Yeah, like there's a part like where you're holding out notes and it just feels like it's just not written super well for the actual instrumental that you put together here. But it did say to embrace imperfection during it, so that's tough for me because there were times where I was embracing imperfection and times where I wasn't, and I was maybe almost expecting perfection. And I feel like that's more about me than you, though. So I'm gonna leave that. I think it kind of knocked, and it was like had moments.
It made me smile, and it gave me, you know, at its best moments, you know, some Porter Robinson and like the sweetness in this electronic kind of mix, and then at its worst moments, just kind of like, I don't know, almost like spoken word over distorted bass.
Yeah.
But I thought it was very sweet, and I like the visual. I think the visual goes a long way for this kind of song, and I get a lot of backstory to you here that makes me kind of interested in what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. Video is great. Was that Columbus, Ohio?
I didn't, I wasn't even here.
What?
I don't know. I'm usually so good at geoguessing, and I really was,
Yeah.
I wasn't paying any attention.
What the
at
heck?
all.
Shout out to Jane Museum.
Yeah, shout out Jane Museum.
I will say the name, you know, we already got a Jane remover. If you want to avoid comparisons, not to say that you sound like Jane, but maybe in the same scene or something, you might want to pick a different name. It's just an idea. Like, you always want to avoid the comparisons with name stuff. You're never going to escape that, because Jane remover's here to stay. That's all I'm going to say.
Who's the first Jane you're putting in the Jane Museum?
Probably Jane Goodall.
I'd say Jane Fonda, but we can have a healthy debate about that.
Yeah.